And this is where my success actually seemed to make things worse, because I would try offering her fancy dinners, jewelry, presents. Nothing would change her mind.
Oh, that's the wrong. You are losing pussy points there, motherfucker. You are now officially in negative 400 million pussy points now because you trying. You got to let that go, man. Trying ain't gonna work. Pussy don't like men who try. Pussy like men who don't give a fuck. Pussy likes men who try for themselves, but they don't like pussy that tries for their validation. How many times does it work where you trying to get a woman's validation and she give you some pussy for it later? Like, and genuinely be into it and, you know what I'm saying, all that shit. Yeah, that shit don't happen. It just doesn't happen that way. She's in love with him. And she loves the fact that she loves that he don't love her.
So here's the story. I was working over at Google at the time, and everything was okay, going fairly smoothly, and I decided to switch jobs over to Facebook, so we needed to relocate. Now, here's where things get interesting. In the Bay Area, housing is extremely expensive, and my parents just so happened to have a house, very nice big one, right near Facebook campus, maybe 20 minutes away or so, and we had a dog and a child, so we needed a place that we were very particular about because our child had allergies to a lot of things, carpeting for instance, and for our dog Sunny, we needed a pet-friendly apartment. It's just extremely hard to find something like this. And so I told my ex, well, hey, we can either go live in a crappy shoebox apartment that probably could be a health hazard for our child and could make our dog miserable, or we could go live with our parents. We would save a lot of money, $3,000 to $4,000 per month, normally that we would have to pay in rent. And I said, well, we could save that for any furniture you want. Like you're dreaming about Pottery Barn furniture, we can save for that. And meanwhile, we can be looking for an actual house that we can buy or just for another apartment. It would just give us more time. And I never pressured her into this agreement, but she agreed and she thought it might be fun to try it out. And at the time, relationships between everybody was great. My parents really welcomed her in. Now, as you may guess, what happened is in-law relationships, they never seem to go quite as well as planned. I don't know why. It could just be nature. But over the course of a few weeks, my in-laws and my wife, they just...
Well, yeah, the in-laws thing, yeah. That okay. And I showed my girl this clip, right? And I verbally expressed my opinion on why women don't like that. Like women do not want a man who is living with his parents. Really living roommates is a close second to that. But a woman wants a man who shows that he can protect her like alone in the world type of shit. And when you living with your parents or like with roommates, like I said, roommates can work, but especially when you live with your parents, that's just an immediate no-go for a grown woman. For a grown woman, especially if she's got her shit together in some kind of way, no, she ain't touching that. Very rarely. To seriously get involved with the motherfucker, not just getting some random cock, but like to really get involved with him, no. She can't go around her friends and her boyfriend live with his mama and daddy. No, she ain't touching that. So yeah, and I told my girl, and so I said, so I voiced my opinion. I said, okay, look, a woman in this position, would have much rather both of them just move to like Ohio or Oklahoma and have their own place, instead of live with his parents, and even if it's a nice house, even if it's a fucking mansion, even if it's a fucking 32-room mansion, right? Even if it's some shit, Britney Spears owns or some shit like that, right? Even the fact that you living up under there with them, woman don't want that. She don't want that. She would rather both of y'all just pick. She would have more respect. And in this scenario, she would have more respect living out in the fucking Detroit or fucking Missouri or some shit like that in their own place, making half the money instead of doing that. She would have more respect for him, for real.
Weren't getting along, they were rubbing each other the wrong way, they were perhaps trying to dominate each other, and relationships really started to melt down there. I did not really notice it because I was so busy with my job, doing my YouTube thing on the side, until I just realized that people weren't getting along at all, which is a really hard position for me to be in. Now, what's frustrating is at the time we were also looking into buying a house. So we became very desperate in our bidding. Like we would bid on houses that may be completely burned down. And then we'd say, well, we can just renovate it. And these are expensive houses in the Bay Area. We would bid beyond our range and say, well, maybe we can rent out half of the house and recover some of our costs that way. It just didn't feel like these decisions were really that rational. And meanwhile, the apartment hunting, that just wasn't going so well. We tried, but we're quite picky in what we're looking for. Now, to make matters worse, in my opinion, my ex started making decisions that were not safe for our child. Because relationships were not good at home, she would take our son and just drive him around all.
I know where this is headed. I know where this is headed. Okay, women in many scenarios will do this, right? Because women have absolutely no courage in the world, right? They have absolutely no courage, unless you're just like a complete chump to her type of shit. She might go ahead and do it. But women in the world have absolutely zero fucking courage, right? So what they'll do in these scenarios is they will intentionally do something that they know might get you riled up. That way, so that way you lash out at them. So then she can look at you and go, "What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?" See, this is what. See, the fact that she would take the son out and drive with it, she knew what she was doing. She was waiting on him to get mad at her. That way, now she has something to fight with. Because here's the thing, because she's mad because of the situation, but she don't know how to say it because a woman is not going to initiate anything. All right. Woman doesn't create or initiate anything independently in the world. So she's hoping that he just figured it out. You know what I'm saying? And so since he didn't, and he's not mad because he's got YouTube, he's got his job. I'm not mad at him, but I know how a woman's gonna see that. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not mad at him. Because I think he said he might go on later in this video, but I think he said he was saving like $4,000 or $5,000 a month by moving in with his parents and his parents had money too, so it was not a piece of shit house. So it's like, yo, you just stack that money up and go to work and chill and kick it. You got, now you got your kid at home with your fucking parents, so like you ain't got to never worry about a babysitter, nothing like that. Y'all get tired of it, we'll go over there play with grandma. Yo, I'm not mad at you for that. I'm not mad at, but I know how that woman's gonna see that. She don't want that. Oh no. She want a man with her. She want to go look. If she can go back to Japan and go live with somebody. All right. She can do that anywhere. She can go on Craigslist and find some roommates real quick. She ain't trying to do that. A woman's perspective, she ain't trying to do that. I'm not mad at him. He had a great fucking plan. If your plan is survival. He had everything he said as far as everything I've seen by him. I haven't heard anything yet that I completely disagree with. I can't. There's nothing that I've heard I can totally disagree with.
All day. It surprised me one day when I realized that as soon as I left for work, she left too. And then when I came back from work, she would come back a little bit later and she would have been out the whole day with my kid.
She knows.
And I just felt that wasn't so safe. So I complained about this and
Dude, let me tell you guys, anybody watching, just how you felt like that, she knows that you don't feel that way. She knows that you feel that way too. It's not some coincidence. All right. This is not some coinky dink. She knows. She's hoping that she can get you. I remember one time, my ex-wife, she used to try. I remember this one time specifically. She would try this shit, right? But it was a weird dynamic, right? I got along with everybody except her. And everybody pretty much got along with everybody except her. Like she was like the outcast. Like once you got in there and got to see how she moved and seen shit, like she was the one that everybody always had a problem with, to the point where her own mom, who lived next door, wouldn't even invite her out to come barbecue with us. She would come whisper for me to come out and go hang out, because her mom didn't even speak English. And I spoke no Czech at the time, and she would come out and go and wave me over, because she would always get these little hot dogs, and they had this fire pit in the back, and we would just go back out there and just cook the hot dogs over the fire and chill. So I remember one time we had made an appointment to sit outside and eat on a Friday night at like 7, 8 p.m., right? And it was supposed to be me, her mom, her mom's boyfriend, the kid, and I can't remember somebody else. It was and the mom's boyfriend's son would come over. And we was all and of course my ex-wife, we also sat out there and eat, right? Well, my ex-wife just didn't show up, didn't call, right? But here's the thing, like absolutely nobody cared because everybody knew what she was trying to do. She was trying to get us to go, oh my God, where is she? Where is she? And everybody knew and nobody cared. We all sat out there. Her mom was sitting out there with us. And we all just out there just laughing. And when she came home, she was acting like she's all mad because she's mad because she could not get us to rile back at her to now she could play the whole, all that silly dumb bitch shit. That's what bitches will do. This is why I say, like, if you can help it when you deal with women, if you can help it, don't get mad at them, man. Don't get, Dark Girl, but yo, what's up, man? Hey, and I got the message. Yo, thanks a lot, Dark Girl. Appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. I got the message. Was that Friday? Thursday or Friday? Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate it. Dang, thanks for tuning in, man. But yeah, this is like, let me tell you something. Whenever something is not going right, and listen, hold on, let me put this on me. Whenever something in your relationship with a woman is not going right, trust me, dude, she knows. She's waiting to see if it'll rile you up. That way you got to come to her with it. Well, what are you doing? You know what you're supposed to do. And she'll just sit back. Oh, you know what I'm saying? That's her. This is what bitches do. Because let me tell you something. If that bitch is sitting up with you, she knows more about you than you know about you. My girl knows exactly. If I text my girl right now and ask where anything is in this place, she would know exactly where it is. At worst, it would take her 5 seconds to think. And she ain't even here. She know where everything is. She will know everything about you. So if she's supposedly into you, and if something ain't right, she knows it ain't right. She just waiting. She's manipulating. She's playing with you now. Because if you feel uncomfortable, she knows you're going to be uncomfortable. Especially when you had your kid. She knows you. She know you uncomfortable. She's playing with you. I guarantee you, if I ask my girl, where's the nose hair clippers? She'll go, oh, dear, it's on the sink next to the toothbrush by the dental floss 2 centimeters from the left. I guarantee you. You know what I'm saying? Because once she's into you, she knows you. She knows you. This whole, well, I thought it was kind of weird, but she didn't really know it, blah, blah, blah. No, she knew. Okay, very rare. Okay, when it comes to shit like, okay, like physically getting up and leaving type of shit, like that, once it comes and leaving all day and you ain't even got no fucking job and you taking a kid, like she knew. She knew. She was hoping he would just lash out at her. That way she had somebody to blame. That's all it was. These are the dumb, petty bitch shit that bitches do. They are so unbelievably pathetic at being petty. It's unbelievable. It's just and here's the thing, guys, when guys go out in the world and see women, we completely overthink it because we want to fuck them. We completely overthink how basic and dumb it is. It's like what maybe it's like walking into fucking like basic arithmetic and you just walking in there with fucking, fucking calculus based physics shit just pumping in your head so far that you done forgot what 2 + 2 looks like, and now you got to be retaught 2 + 2. It's like when you deal with bitches are 2 + 2, man. It depends on every scenario and that person's swagger, but for the most part, like when it comes to this shit, she knew. She knew exactly what it was. She said, yo, and I tell you this, she was calling her girlfriends back in Japan. She was calling her girlfriends at the hair salon. All of them knew. All right, all of them knew. Everybody knew. All right, she was expecting you to just figure it out and read her mind. That's what it was. That's what it was. She's waiting for you to figure it out and read her mind. and sit back, what bitches always do on earth, sit back and wait to see if she can silently guide you into doing what she wants. So guess what she did? She packed her fucking shit with her fucking with his child, kidnapped his child literally to the other side of the world. It didn't say a fucking word about it until she got far away. That's what bitches, they're gonna sit back and do this whole sit back and wait. See, like, just how men go out and hunt deer and shit, and they know what kind of camo and shit to wear, what type of chicken piss to put on their shoes and shit like that. Bitches do that shit with men. All right? And like I said, men, we do this shit like that in the world too, but we overlook the simplicity of it because we want to fuck them. We completely overlook it, and it's like literally like right there in your fucking face.
Decided one day that she would go over to Japan. And she took my son over there, and I thought, okay, fine, they're gonna go on a little vacation trip. While she was out, she actually told me that she would not come back until I could secure another place for her. So I began scrambling and looking at houses that I could buy. And we wanted to buy a house, but with this type of leverage in hand and the short timeline, because I really wanted to see my son again, I decided to buy this apartment, this place, $4,000 a month. Now that's way beyond my price range that I'm used to. Our last apartment was $2,800. So this.
And what did I say? When you let a woman lead, you're gonna go to shit. And what happened? And I don't blame. I don't, because she's got a son, and he probably just panicked, and like I got to get my son back type of shit, right? He probably just panicked. I get that, dude. I get that. So I'm not trying to bash him for that. But the other part of it is what happened. That woman became a terrorist, and he negotiated with a terrorist. And what happens when you negotiate with a terrorist? You will never get the outcome that you think you gonna get, because they just gonna keep. It's just now because now they gonna start toying with you. Don't, man. If a woman, no, don't do that. If a woman, look, okay, like again, I get it. She has a son. He probably just panicked. Whoop, uh-oh. Panic mode. If I just do this, I get my son back. Okay, I get that he probably just panicked, and I'm not going, knock him for that. It happens. The shit happens. Okay, but look at for those watching, this is a case study, right? Look at this as a case study. What happened? That woman took the lead. Now he didn't end up spending all that money he ain't want to spend, and the bitch still ain't come back. Right? It's going down the drain. You cannot negotiate with terrorists. Women are fucking terrorists. Women are the worst rapists and terrorists on the fucking planet. The thing is, they just know how to manipulate it so you can't call them that by definition of how a man would do it. So then they must not be. Women rape and manipulate and terrorize worse than men do. They just do it in cutesy ways to hide behind it so you can't see it. That was fucking terrorism shit, dude. That's fucking terrorism shit. Gonna hold your son ransom till you go find a new flat for $5,000. What? Well, bitch, if you so great, why don't you come back and get a flat for $5,000? If you so great, what? It's enough to make you go crazy.